Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to Dutchman Plays Mahjong Soul. We're gonna dive right into our 4-player East in the Gold Room. It's been a good week. It's promotion week. We did it. We're finally Expert 3. That being said, though, the games have kind of been hit or miss. I think we got second because somebody simoed on all last. We got third because somebody got ruined in all last. This is a good hand. Maka has been dinging us left and right for not playing correctly. Greet our opponents with a nice hey, how you doing? I'm gonna go wild on this one. I will find a half flush from this hand. And I guess it's going to be in the characters now. Why am I trying to force a half flush on turn 1 of the game? I really don't have to. I can take Yaku High too and be happy. Tanya Dora 1 from the left. But that looks pretty good. 5, 7, 9, 1, 2. Own the whites, cut the 6, cut the 4. The Souths did not get pwned. Give me another character. Let me dream. Let's go. I've got a backup here on the 2s, so I can pwn the whites and cut the South, and then the 1. No Ipatsu. Nice move. Genbutsu South, okay. Maybe this guy read the half flush and is trying to target me? I don't trust the dots, but I do think the 1 will make it through. He went reach on the 9, so the 1 might be dangerous. I'll play my 1 character. Twos are safe now. I can rebuild my hand. I don't have to get half flush. The 9s were after the Ricci, so we're good there.
Long.
5s and 8s. It was 5s and 8s. Not a bad hand. I think I got greedy there, but I don't know if I could have changed too much of what happened. West, west. Then the red. And I've got great blocks after that. 2, 3, 3, 5, 7, 8, 8. 6, 9 are floaters. I've got a 2 floating next to a Dora sequence. I can cut the 9 still. I'm accepting 7. Where would I want to make my pair? Another 5. Do I want 2 5s? I don't think I do, so let me drop that. Maybe I should look at this as 3, 5, 7, and then 2, 3. I can even Tanyao. I could Chia 4 and cut the 2, and I'll have Tanya Dora 2 out of this. I want to keep the 2 alive as long as I can. I'm going to throw this one back. I think this is a better shape, hair shape pattern than this is. 668 was. There goes the 7. One of them, anyways. 5 and the 6, we cut the 8. If I can get the 4 pin from the left, I'll chi on the 2-3 and guarantee Tanya dropping the 2. Double East, though, has been called. Maybe the 2 is too dangerous now. And that looks like a full flush in bamboo. This 2 Adora is just way too hot now. Open Tanya for Dora season. Three, 3, 4, 4, 3, 3. It felt like there was enough of the low characters out of the game that the 2 was not likely. I don't like the 2 pin, but I'll play it. Alright. I don't know what my next discard is, and that's never a good thing. 5 pair only. Wild. Open Tanya, we never had a chance. 447 11668. I don't want to do Cheetoy, but it's looking like the way forward. We started with 4 pairs. 5 pairs. Alright, we're gonna go for it. I'm gonna try and end up on the 9 because that's a good terminal pair. Wait, the 9's already in the dead wall. Unfortunate. Sorry, I was drinking water. Maybe we can Suji trap the 5. Eight pin is once cut. Maybe we can pick up the red 5. How about that? There's a second 9, so let's get rid of that. We replace it with another terminal, so we kind of still have the same shenanigans. The same level of shenanigans that we were aiming for. There's the last 9. Turn off my calls, cut my 8. I have a 5, 3, and a 1 I'm looking for. Gonna sit up in my chair. Hopefully everyone's doing well this week. I'm doing okay. I'm hanging in there. I should have gone Ricci. But maybe I can find the 5 still. Now we want to go Ricci. I got 3, 3, 2, so the 1's looking pretty safe. This might be a Tanya, so hopefully it comes out. Ricci with a double Ura chance. Ricci Cheetoy, actually, so we're starting at 3. Any Dora is Dora 2. So if we hit a Dora, we're at Mangan. If we hit 2 Dora, we're at Hane. 4 Suji's the 1. Anybody want to drop the 1 Mon? Or is everyone just waiting on it? Come on. All the 3s are gone, 2 of the 2s are gone. The 9s are luckily safe. One mon? One mon. Twos are fine. One mon. There's no physical possible way for anybody to be waiting on one mon. Drop it. Nines are still safe. One mon, please save us. One mon. Sumo? What the frick? That was the sickest, insanest, like, pair weight snipe ever. And I sumoed it? I'll take my Hanuman, thank you very much. But it should not have come to this. You should not be sumoing a pair weight. Unreal. Another stupid hand where I'm thinking of going half flush. Why am I so dumb? It just looks like it should be free. But it isn't. It never is. Now it looks super free, but it still isn't. Oh. East are safe now. I'll actually cheat that as well. Thank you. Somebody was about to pwn that. It waited even longer after I pulled my chi. Empire for the 9-pin. You don't need to call anymore. I ain't gonna con. I'm in first. I said I'm not gonna con. I'm in first. 9-pin. Greens are safe. 9-pin. Yeah, baby! Sorry, second place. That was not the tile. Bakahone. When's the last time you saw one of those? Bakahone is Honitsu without any other value. Part of making half flush is having a honor pair or, you know, pwn, and the fact that I had neither is why it's called Bakahone. Just Yuhan. I even had the worst variant, open Tuhan. Couldn't even go Riichi with it. I like the pair of 9s. I'm also sniffing out an Itsu, I think, but I'm gonna throw that away. I'm just gonna take the Dora and the double-sided. Cut 7, cut 1, call all the cheese. Maka also hates when I discard from inside out, but Maka can S my D. I read that in a book somewhere and I'm never going back. At the very least, when it's early in the game, you want to discard inside out. Because otherwise you end up with a handful of dangerous tiles after someone goes Riichi. And you're like, well, this sucks. 4 on the 5 is a huge upgrade. We can now cut 7 and 2. We have a double-sided weight. Double-sided terminal for Adora. I will take that inefficiency. So let me cut the 7 first. Then the 2, then the 1's gonna be safe later. That doesn't make me feel good. I am slightly happy that he looks like he's not doing Tanya, but he might be doing terminals, which makes my one bird look real unfortunate. Now I've got a Riichi to defend against, which is perfectly fine with me. 9 of characters was my second discard because it suited you to the 6, but I just don't know. Orphan, get got. Hey! You can't show that on YouTube. Get out of here. I couldn't have asked for a better hand to end the game on. Now here's the trick, chat. Only pwn once. Let me say it again. Only pwn once. Yes, you can get double Yakuhai here. No, you do not need it. We are in first, 42,000 points. There is no reason to call both of these down. In fact, calling one, leaving the other, gives me my pair. Only pwn once. I've got a 5 on the 7, 4, 5, 7, 8, 7, 9. I actually have to get rid of one of these blocks. We're rocking 6 blocks right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm absolutely calling either of these, leaving the other as the pair. The 1 is my last floater. Now... Now we have some issues. I don't want to get hit on the Apatsu. Let me cut the East. Alright, so we're fighting, we're alive. I bet he wants the Dora. With the Apatsu broken, let me push on the 7. I actually don't think I mind getting roamed by that guy. I don't think he's got everything he wants. East is the safest tile there. Thrown on the Dora. So the Dora would have been safe until the Ricci came out. Hanuman is big, but it's not enough to get him into first. So that's just securing 2nd place for him. 4th place for this guy. And guaranteeing my first. Thank you so much for your help, Mr. Nudist. Please be more respectful to people who might be recording in the future. But otherwise, fantastic game. We played well, we defended when we needed to, we attacked when we were supposed to, and then we defended when things got spicy. I absolutely would have played into either of those if I had gotten hit by the 12k. 12k direct, I think I would have been at 30,900. This guy did not get above 30,000, so we would have still been in first if we had played into the guy on our left. But I was never going to drop my Dora anyways, so I think it would have been hard to play into the left. The 4. I might have pushed on the 4. Alright, great game. Let's crunch it up in Maka. How well did we do? Maka, if you would please. C+. What the heck is going on? Oh, I went for a half flush again. Maka hates half flush. Open half flush, Maka's like, you're stupid. Just give up on Mahjong. And I scored D+ on the first round. D+. What? I didn't even know it went down to D. I've got 2 pairs of honors. What more could I have done? Oh, yeah, I went for half flush. Again, it hates half flush. It wants me to discard the 1 pin. 1 on the 4. This is a very good discard to start the game. But I thought there might be some action here if I'm going for half flush, which is why I kept it. But with the possibility of opening up on Yakuhai, I think it makes more sense to just play efficient and try to win the hand. And that's why Maka really wants to get rid of this 1, because it's completely redundant on the 4. If I pick up a 2, I want the 2-4 over the 1-2. So the 1 comes out. If I pick up the 3, I've got a 3-4, double-sided. The 1 comes out. There's no situation with a 1-4 where you ever keep the 1 unless you're going for like a Jun-chan or a Chanta or something like that. Which again, with this hand, it's possible. But door of red 5, probably not the way to start the hand. We did anyways. After the pawn of the reds, it wants to get rid of the 4. It now thinks the 1 is worth keeping. I can back up my half flush with a Chanta chance, is what it's thinking, I think. Cut the 4, then the 5. Maybe I'll pawn the 1s eventually. Maybe I'll pawn the wins or something. But red's Chanta is better than just reds. Okay, alright. So this is a specific case where there's a Yaku it wants, and it suggested going for it by making the inefficient play. But I drew the 6, which, you know, made the 1 the right move. Now the 9 comes out. And now it wants half flush. I drew the 7 on the 5, 7, 9. I have the 1, 2. And it's like, okay, half flush guaranteed. Cut the 6, cut the 4, and be done with it. I cut the north, which is a little bit inefficient if I'm trying for half flush, because this may become a pair, and that's all I need it to be. Alright, now, with the north gone, it wants to get rid of the south. It's like, okay, you gave up on half flush, you idiot. Now finish giving up on half flush and cut the south. I'm like, no, half flush is still a thing. Let me cut 6 pin and then 4 pin. And it's like, okay, maybe, but that's like 20% to 73. I really suggest getting rid of that south. I'm like, no, you're the idiot, Maka. I know what I'm doing. I drew the 2, which justified all of my previous shenanigans. Maka is literally seething that this came into my hand. The 4 comes out. We draw the 3, and it wants to drop the south, and I did. I dropped the south because it's twice cut, and there's a Riichi. So once the Riichi came out, I'm like, defense. And it's like, haha, yes, defend. I drew the 1, and it's also like, hey, I don't like that tile either. I played the most defensive, the 1, and it agreed. Mako was very happy with my 1. The white dragons are also pretty reliable, it thinks. The 9 pin was not safe, it thought? Did this somehow come out before the Riichi? With all the calls? It's possible. It's possible. They wanted me to drop the 2. It's like, Genbutsu 2, go Genbutsu. But I was pretty sure the 9 was safe. I might have been wrong. Anyways, the 9 makes it through. Should I have called this Chi? Yeah, I wanted to call that Chi. It was pretty 50-50 on it, though. It was like, I don't think you should, but you can. Like, alright. And then after that call, it wants me to drop that 3 pin. I didn't like the 3 pin still. I don't know if I can justify it, but I didn't like the 3 pin. I guess there's enough evidence that it's safe. There's a 4, there's a 4. There's a 3, there's a 3. The 5s are also kind of taken care of, so I don't know. In my defense, it is pretty 50-50, 48 to 43, very, very close on the percentages. And then the Roan came on the 8. I made a lot of the best plays. I don't feel like that's a D+. I don't feel like that's D+ worthy. First discard of the game. It wants the 9-mon. Same reasoning with what we had with the 1 and the 4. It wants us to get rid of the most inefficient tile. Even if this looked like a half flush or something, it wants to get rid of the 9 over the west and the red. So because the west is my wind and the red is a Yakuhai, maybe that's why it's okay keeping both of these, and it wants the 9 first. But I cut my west, I cut my red. It really wanted to get rid of that 9, but too bad, so sad. Then we drew the 8, and I knew the 9 was the right play. It's 99% now. It's like, you have to drop this tile right now, or I'm quitting. I said, okay. And then things got weird. I drew the red 5, and I cut my 5, because I couldn't figure out what I wanted my shapes to look like. It wants to get rid of the Dora, and I thought about this. I kind of agree with it, but I wanted the Dora. So I'll say I got greedy. I shouldn't have kept this floater. This is a floater. No matter how you look at it, it's just a floater. It's just gonna get in my way. Don't hang on to your floaters if they're gonna kill you. 2, 3, 3, 5, 5, 7, 8, 8. I suppose it's very easy to get Tanya out of this. I can pwn anything. I can chi pretty much anything. The only thing I don't want to take are the 1s. Let me just make sure. It didn't want me to... Yeah, skip the 1. That's an easy one. Alright, so we dropped the 5. Still wants to get rid of that floater too. Once we drew the 5, connecting to our 6, turning it double-sided, now it wants to drop the 8, which I knew. I was ready on that one. White Dragon does nothing for my hand, so we discard it. The 1 pin. This was the second best. If I cut the 2, 1, 2, 3 is a sequence. I can use that. That can be my Ricci shape. 1, 2, 3 leaves me 3, 5, 7 with a pair of 8s, assuming I cut the 2. I can pick up 4, I can pick up 6, and then it's slam the Ricci button, Bob's your uncle. Additionally, the 4, 7 I could have drawn as well. This 2 got in my way so many times throughout this match. And then when I got to here, all of a sudden I was nervous. I panicked because this is open Tanya, possibly, you know, full flush, but not really likely if I take a really close, deep analysis. This guy hit the Ricci button. You want me to discard a Dora into the Ricci now? He's got 3, 3. Yeah, but it's scary. Anyways, I should have discarded this way sooner. I should not have held it as long as I did. And then this one is the second best discard, but only because it just gets me closer to Tenpai. I should not have discarded that one. Now it wants us to be safe. It says this one is Genbutsu, go for it. Oh, because I dropped the one earlier. And that's like maybe Tanya? It did not like the 2. It was not happy with this one. But I think I was on time crunch. I think I was on time trouble here. There really is no justification for dropping the 2. Even over here, it looks kind of sus. I think I called it that because the 4s and the 3s were kind of missing. I mean, I can see 2 4s, and that was apparently enough. The game disagreed. I should not have dropped the 2 here. And in fact, it's even on the triplet with that 5. That's dangerous, so... Could have gotten hurt there. It wanted instead the 6 of bamboo, but these are all very close to each other. So, there wasn't much safe tiling I could do. I think the 6 is Suji to the 3. I think it's actually calling Suji to try and play safe here. Which is wild. We drew the 2. And it wanted me to drop the 5. Because the 8 and the 2 both passed, the 5 is now Suji. But I played the 2, which was the second best. And what made me drop the 2? Was it the 4 coming out? I think I saw the 4 and I was like, okay, I'll push a 2. I don't know how that makes any sense, but that's what I did. 5 and 8 was actually pretty safe. That's only 1,000 points over this way. Tanya, no Dora. Not even a red 5. But, you know, I would have dropped my red 5. Oh, this 8. If I had broken the 8s, I don't think I would have. But I definitely wasn't going to drop another 5, and especially not a red 5. So the 2 comes out. It was a big, big, big push, and it paid off. Now I drew the other 5 back, and it wants me to follow up with a 2 because the 2 is now Genbutsu. Easy. Easy as. No reason to think about that one. And then the 5 comes out. This guy broke up a pair. I don't know what he was thinking. The 4? I guess the 4 could have been bad. Maybe he was worried about the Tanya? No, you wouldn't drop a 5 if you're worried about Tanya. Oh, we Suji'd the 8 and the 2, so he thought the 5 was fine. He made the Maka play, and that was incorrect. That would have worked in any other hand but that one. Alright, so those are our Ds. The S where we got the win, I think, is pretty self-explanatory. Let's check the last hand of the game. This one felt pretty obvious to me, but it also looks like a half flush, which means I made the wrong mistake. Yep, it says, screw half flush. Don't be stupid. Please don't do this again. And I said, no, Maka, I'm an adult. I know what I'm doing. And if you're going for a half flush, don't drop your honors. Maka's like, fine, you want to do half flush? Drop that bird. I'm like, haha, south. Like, what do you mean? Now I make the right play. I drop the 1, which should have gone the turn before. Now it wants the 1 pin because we got the 5-5-7. So half flush is probably going out the window. I wasn't going for a half flush this hand. I was trying to play efficient. Why did I keep the 9? Or why didn't I drop? Okay, so I was never thinking about half flush for this one. I just want to play efficient. And when between the 9 and the south, I thought that was okay. But he went on the 1 even from the beginning. Right? I wanted the 1 pin. So I've got the 4 here? What if I draw a 2, Maka? I guess it's a 3-way tie almost, so maybe it's not that big of a deal. But it wants to keep the 9 over the 1. It wants to keep the 9 over the bird. It wants to keep the 9 over the south wind. I'm just not sure I can argue any of those. For me, looking at the board, I would put south number 1. There's a west, there's a north, there's a west. South. I don't know. Then we drew the 7. And I dropped the south. Then we got lucky, drew 2 5s, which made dropping the 1s pretty easy. The Ricci comes out. The game wants me to play safe. I agree. I agreed. It wanted the white dragons. It felt they were a little safer. I guess double east was still a possibility, so maybe that's why it wants the white slightly more than the east. But it was almost a tie between the two. It doesn't want to pwn the white dragons? It doesn't want me to fight this at all. Let East play into the Ricci? Is that what you want to do, Maka? Just give up the whole thing? I guess I wouldn't be giving up. I just have 4 safe tiles then. And then I can draw some nice sequences and maybe have like a Tanya, maybe not Tanya Pinfu, but Ricci Pinfu if I really want to fight, which I don't think it would want me to. Once I'm open, now it says, okay, go ahead and chi and call it down. The 7 was the right call because that gives me my pair. But I think the 7 was still pretty dangerous. The only reason it worked was because they, it's like, if you're gonna fight, go ahead and fight. East was an easy discard. The 7 comes out and he gets roamed. So that was Ipatsu, too. Ichi Pin Food Door to Red 5 Ura for a Haneman. Cool beans. Cool beans. Yeah, very good game. Alright. Another successful review down. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please click the like and subscribe button. It really helps small channels like this one grow and reach a wider audience. And I hope you have a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening. Goodbye.